Hi Astro fam, it's Shelly again. I'm here with the news for March 7th through the 13th, 2022. And I'm feeling personally that Pisces vibe very strongly. We've still got the Sun, Jupiter, and Neptune very close together. So this is both an invitation to dream and to let loose a little bit and let yourself not be defined by what you think you need to be defined by. It's also a reminder that we need to take care of ourselves. So we need rest, we need self-care, and we need to be in relationships that nourish us. We need to be in situations where we're not being used or abused. And with Pisces energy, with all that Pisces energy, with that Jupiter expanding it and Neptune coming in, making things very cloudy, we need to be extra conscious of what we're doing. So when Neptune comes into the picture like this with Pisces, we're talking about you're not going to have all the information and you're not even going to know what that information is. And there's room for deception, both from other people and self-deception as well. So just know that things are a little cloudy and don't try to define everything. Don't clutch at trying to figure things out. This isn't the time. Really, really connect with yourself and your inner world, because you're gonna need that to help guide you through what's happening all over the place around you. Because along with all that Pisces, all that water, we have Capricorn planets leaving the scene. They're gone. So now we've got Aquarius planets. Venus and Mars have moved into Aquarius. So now we have those two planets plus Mercury and Saturn in Aquarius. So there isn't that earth element to ground us. Aquarius and Pisces, when they're together, can create a sort of dreamy, ethereal, mind-driven, intuition-driven world. Aquarius is a much lighter energy than Capricorn. We're talking air instead of earth. And it's all about pursuing social structures, doing its own thing, getting crazy, doing things in avant-garde ways, in ways that aren't what we would expect. So we're moving on from that work to build stability, to build structures, to a more social atmosphere. And Aquarius, while it does work really hard and it really does get in deep into things, we're talking about building structures in those ways that aren't so physical. So while Capricorn would put bricks on top of one another, Aquarius would make connections between people. It would build social networks, social media. It would do things in a digital realm and in those things that you actually can't grab and see, even though they're very entrenched and we can feel them. So Venus and Mars are still together, but they moved on into Aquarius. So now we have Mars, the planet that drives us, is more intellectually driven. It's more driven by social realities. It's driven by idealism rather than the practicality of Capricorn. And Venus has a desire to do these things, to do these themes, to connect socially, to go after ideals, to pursue social justice. And when I say social justice, I mean the version of social justice that that individual who's feeling it feels. So that may or may not be your version of social justice, because this too is one of the things about Aquarius. Aquarius is very, very entrenched energy. It's the way that the internet has caught on and is not going away. It's the way that social media is such a major part of our lives. These are Aquarian ruled things. This is a time to look out for divisiveness, because Aquarius can be a very black and white sort of thing where you know you're right and I know I'm right and we completely disagree. There's difficulty in finding common ground in these situations. So you have to be extra willing to do that, or build coalitions with like-minded people for now. And when you get into some sort of argument with someone who isn't, table it for later. Table it for when we get out of this all these Aquarian planets, because Aquarius thrives with groups that think alike, and it's a really great time to make those connections and build those networks. And all of this Aquarius happening at a time when we're seeing a major lifting of restrictions on COVID fits the astrology. We've got a social sign and people being driven to get together in groups to make social connections, and a sign that does not like restrictions. So one last thing that's happening this week is Mercury is changing sign. So it will start with Mercury in Aquarius and it will end with Mercury in Pisces. So on March 9th, Mercury moves into the sign of the two fishes, those swimming around fishes, adding to that atmosphere of that kind of cloudy, dreamy world we can live in. And highlighting, yes, both the beauty of that we could pursue, and also an understanding that things are not so logical right now. And it isn't a time to root in that, to realize that you're missing the details, and that's okay right now, but things might not be what they seem. Mercury in Pisces is a very non-verbal Mercury. It's a very, very compassionate, and it's very, very artistic and dreamy, and it's very connected to its inner world. It sometimes has difficulty verbalizing things, manifesting things in this kind of reality that our society lives in. So we can take that influence, that stuff that's coming at us from Mercury and Pisces, and embrace the reality of it, embrace the dreaminess of it, do something creative, be compassionate, do something for other people. And then also be aware that Mercury and Pisces can make us a little illusioned. It can make us see things in very, very overly optimistic ways, or conversely, have a lot of self-doubt about ourselves. So, as always, it's just about balance. And when we have that Pisces energy with that Aquarius energy, amazing things can happen.